Hey, Bill O'Reilly.com Premium members, welcome to the No Spin News, Wednesday, March 6, 2019. Take your country back, reporting tonight from Florida. So we got some interesting things to tell you about on the southern border. Department of Homeland Security reports that there's a record immigration surge at the border, and families with children are breaking all records as far as crossing or attempting to cross into the USA. 60% of the arrests on the southern border right now are families with children. That's different than it used to be. Okay, so the stats are the stats. And the immigration surge February last year was 17,500 were apprehended at the border. This year, 26,900, almost 27,000 people. So you can see it's up. Now, why? What's going on down there? Okay, fascinating story. In the beginning of the so-called migrant surge, it was generated by a private group that believes in open borders, believes that everyone in the world should be allowed to come to America with no impediment. They are based in Tegucigalpa, Honduras, and they receive a lot of money from far-left PACs, political action committees, in America. They put out a social media blast that told people in Honduras, hey, gather here and we're going to march up to the border and ask for mass asylum. We'll get you in there. We're going to get you in there. And you saw that. It was well reported. It came across the southern border of Guatemala into Mexico. More people joined, and they marched up to Tijuana, where they remain, most of them. Okay, they haven't gotten in. Now, after that exposition and the border wall funding thing, the Mexican drug cartels started to take over from the private far-left groups the transportation of the migrants. Now, they did this for two reasons. Number one, they knew the issue was divisive in America because of Nancy Pelosi primarily saying, we're not going to give President Trump $1 for the wall. Walls are immoral. You know, the message was, come on in. We, the Democratic Party, want people to come in. Okay? So the cartel said, wow, that's going to make it easier for us to get those people in because we're not going to have a surge of American indignation. The second thing was it cost these families about $5,000 for each family to get in. They have to pay the cartels. They're called coyotes, the people smugglers. Now, for that money, they get up to the border. All right? So they're trucked now to the border. They're not walking anymore. Cartels providing the transportation. But you got to pay $5K, in some cases more. Now, once the cartels get involved, then you have a spate of violent crime. You have women being raped. You have prostitution, forced prostitution, child molestation, shakedowns, you name it. I mean, these are gangsters, and they'll kill you without even, you know, they'll sit down at dinner 2 seconds after they put a bullet in your head. So all the migrants know that they have no power, that if the woman's going to get raped, she's going to get raped. We're going to stop it. The Mexican authorities are bribed by the cartels. If you read the testimony in the trial of El Chapo, who's now serving life in prison in Colorado in the Supermax, all right, you see down the line that El Chapo and the drug smugglers, the cartels, were allowed to operate because they bought off the Mexican government. Elements of the army, the police, the sitting elected officials, and it's still going on. It's not like it stopped. So the Mexicans aren't going to stop the cartels because they're being paid, bribed. So what you have now is you have this organized criminal enterprise that are moving defenseless people who have already paid to the border with instructions that when the Border Patrol grab you, you ask for asylum, and then they'll release you, and you'll be in America. And that's what happens sometimes. Each case is different. Sometimes they don't get across the border and they have to camp in Mexico like Tijuana and other places in Texas. But when they do get here, automatically you set foot here, you're entitled to due process under the American Constitution. And that's what these cartels are selling on social media. That's how they get the word out. Now, you get here and you have a kid and you say, I need asylum, and here's the story you tell them, that you're in physical danger of your life and there's drug gangs all over the place and blah, 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 then you'll get in. So in the face of all that, President Trump said, look, it's a state of emergency because we have thousands and thousands and thousands of people besieging our border. And yeah, we're blocking them, but we need a wall and we need more resources. And the Democratic Party says no. So that's where we are as we sit here talking. It is now a criminal enterprise on March 6, 2019, run by organized killers to get as many people in this country as possible illegally. And then the unintended consequences of that for us is it breaks down the immigration system, creates unbelievable chaos. You can't put all of these asylum requests through, there's not enough people, which is the ultimate goal of the far left people who started in this beginning, collapse the border. Because we want open borders. Okay.